Immigrants have made vital contributions to our economy, our knowledge base, our agricultural sector, our social life, our cultural heritage, our culinary life, and the world of sports. Yet despite these and other immigrant contributions, our country is paralyzed by immigration policy.
We do have a broken immigration system. We do have a system that does not serve the national interest in a lot of different ways. And the only solution to this is a comprehensive national approach that needs to move forward. And it is not going to be easy.
It was a bipartisan poll that we did with Public Opinion Strategies, a Republican polling firm. Number one, people support comprehensive reform. There's been no diminishing of support. And the fact that you support the Arizona law is not at all inconsistent in people's minds with supporting comprehensive reform. Number two, people supported the Arizona law out of a frustration with the system. And finally, when people think about this solution, they do not think it will work to have a state-by-state solution.
The big news, of course, this week is the filing by the Department of Justice of the lawsuit in Arizona. And while it is obviously there's strong opinions about that lawsuit, one thing that we can all agree on, that the department certainly believes, is that the Arizona law is a manifestation of a federal failure by the federal government and Congress to enact the very needed reforms on a comprehensive level that really are required in the national interest.
The only state in the union, by the way, that is perfectly happy passing unconstitutional laws. We did test that, and in 13 different states, 12 states said, no, if it's unconstitutional, I don't want to pass it. Arizona said, oh, I'm fine passing it, I want to have my say. But they still thought that we needed a national solution, not a state-by-state solution.
A lot of organizations started coming forward saying how concerned they were about the effects of the Arizona bill. And the result was a blueprint that the Democratic offices on the Senate released on April 29th. Senator Schumer, along with other senators, released a blueprint for what comprehensive immigration reform could look like, and invited Republican support.
Reform is supported just generically, and people are becoming increasingly aware of what comprehensive reform is. But it's also supported very strongly when described as strengthening border security, and Dr. West talks in his book about the importance of that as a component, cracking down on employers who hire illegal immigrants, and requiring those who are here illegally to register, pay taxes, learn English, and go to the back of the line for citizenship. We found that requiring, and we attacked this proposal for being amnesty. People said, no, this is not amnesty. You're requiring people things. It's not just like, well, you're here, oh well. It's you're required to register, pay taxes, work, learn English. Interestingly, people thought if you pay taxes, you really should become an American, because there's nothing more all-American than the fate of sharing the taxes and the IRS. So
it's unrealistic to expect massive deportations. Nobody thinks that that is doable, even if we wanted to do that. At the same time, we can't have a blanket amnesty. There has to be, as the President said, some sort of acknowledgement of responsibility for these folks to come forward.
Every single political and demographic group overwhelmingly supported comprehensive reform. And you can see strong bipartisan support. In fact, the Republicans don't know they're supposed to be against this. And so their support is actually the highest of anyone's.
A lot of people assume that the people that are here illegally all came across the border. 30 to 40% of the population that is here without lawful status right now is estimated to actually have come legally with a visa and then overstayed their visa. Another title is likely to be some sort of employment verification system that is enhanced and that is much more robust than what we have now. Senator Schumer and Senator Graham have proposed a system comprised of a hardened Social Security card that every worker in the country would have to present to an employer, that would include biometrics on the card, and that everybody would need this card in order to get a job. Even if every single Democrat in the Senate lined up on this, which is not very likely, it would still not be doable. So it's going to require some significant Republican support.